Hey, and welcome to Six Nuts, a show featuring three comedians, six nuts, doing nutty things to make you all laugh. Today, on this episode, we're going to talk about Black History Month. We're going to do a Make Me Laugh challenge, and then we're going to end with a Never Have I Ever segment. So, without further ado, let me bring on the other four nuts. We got Jordan Angus coming to you from a bunker unknown, and we got Paul Bourgon. Gentlemen, what is going on?
Not too much. Not too much.
Not too much. Now, we
Yeah,
were talking very briefly before we came on of Jordan's whereabouts. It really looks like you're in a bunker, man. Are you in the Defen bunker? What's the deal?
no, I'm in interrogation room. Tough weekend.
Well, you're definitely gonna get fucking grilled. I can tell you that if we're talking about Black History Month.
Yeah.
Like, do we
two
have
white
to
guys.
talk? Do we have to talk about that? Like,
Well, you know what? We could leave Jordan on by himself, and you and I can I'll pull us off, and Jordan can talk about Black History Month if he wants. But yeah, I mean,
Paul's
hey,
nervous.
that was Jordan's suggestion, and I'm like, okay, we'll talk. I'll talk about whatever we want. But
so
before we came
we're
on,
filming this. We're filming this, and we're putting it out on the web, right?
Yeah. Well, I think
well,
we're talking about Black
well,
History Month, Black History comedians. You know, not we don't have to go into the dirty history of
Good.
America's past.
Yeah, that's sort of where I thought we were going there.
Yeah. No.
no, I don't think so, man. But Paul, you were mentioning before we came on, man, you got some issues at home there. Like, what's going on? You got some mice in the ceiling, or what's
I
the
got
deal?
mice. Yeah, I got mice in the ceiling. It's an old house. You know what I mean? There's mice, right? Like, the only thing is that, like, when there's 400 mice, that's when it becomes an issue, I think.
Jesus.
There used to be some feral cats that lived under my deck, and that's how the mice are getting in, right? So, like, I had these feral cats living under my deck last year, and no mice at all. It was perfect, right? But
Yep.
yeah, they've moved on, so the mice are back, right? So
Yeah, it's amazing how
nothing.
much cats will keep mice away, man. It's really amazing.
It really is amazing. It's like nothing I've ever even thought of. I actually have a cat, and a couple of months ago, there's a spider walking across the floor, and she was laying down on the floor. The spider walked across the floor, and she was just like
Yeah.
walking
Say,
right
hey,
by
what's
us,
up,
you know, like,
spider?
fucking lazy bitch. Yeah.
Jeez.
But that's the way it goes,
There he is.
man.
Yeah. So what else is going on in this wonderful week of comedy, man? You guys have well, Jordan, I want to talk about your awards nomination, man. You're posting
Yeah.
that you're up for a well, tell us about it, man.
I'm up for 2024 Faces Magazine Comedian of the Year. Don't know how it happened. Don't know why it happened. But apparently some people like me and are voting for me. So if you want to go ahead and vote.
You're a likable
Yeah.
guy.
Thanks, Paul. You too. Yeah, if you want to go vote, go to facesmagazine.com and look through the tons and tons of people that are nominated. You can pick me or you pick somebody else. I'd prefer if you pick me. But yeah.
How does it work?
Who else is up?
Do you know
Who else
how
is
that
up?
works? Like, how did you even get notified of this in the first place? Like,
I didn't. I saw a post on the Ottawa Comedy Group. I believe it was Janelle Niles posted a screenshot that she had been nominated and congratulating the other comedians. And I wanted to see who had been nominated, and my name was on the list. And I was like, wait a sec, what? And yeah, so they didn't notify me. I had to contact them and just to confirm. And that's about it. Yeah,
it's pretty
I
cool.
grilled my
Faces is Ottawa, right? It's just an Ottawa publication, I guess. It's a magazine, right? It is.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good for you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
so who
neat.
else is nominated? There's yourself, Janelle, and who else? Like, are there 4 or 5 of you?
Chad Newton's in that as well.
Yep.
I think. Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
his name.
Okay, yeah.
Chad Noonan, Rory Gardner, Nick Burden. There's even like an AI robot thing that just shows you the the type of class that this nomination group is. You know, when you have an AI bot that made it somehow. I don't.
I can't wait for next year when biggest asshole is the category, and I win.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's
You?
for sure. It's going to be a landslide.
No way, man. I'm not going to let you win because I'm going to be the biggest asshole.
Most mice in between floors. Yeah.
Yeah, you could win that one. You could win that one. I would win for the most ants. Like
And
in the
with
summer,
hantavirus. Yeah.
I get like there's a million ants, and they're all
I had
around.
ant problem, man. Oh god, don't even talk about it. I had like the huge ants too, the carpenter ants, I guess. And my mom's like,
Yeah.
"You gotta get them out." Like, do I tell them to leave? Because I can't. Like, so I put ant traps all over the place, and like, it fucking doesn't do shit.
Nope.
So anyway,
That's brutal.
that's
Well,
just,
you know what my problem is, that the carpenter ants I have in my house are union. So I gotta find something
so
for
they
them to
don't do
do.
shit. Yeah, so they don't do shit.
I'll make them $40 an
Yeah.
hour.
That's a good one. That's a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
one.
And they can't leave, man. They can't leave. And
Nope.
if I don't give them enough work, they bring in the red ants. It's like, holy crap, here we go. I'm done.
2 breaks a day,
Oh,
you
man.
know, like just, you know, go for coffee all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, well, they won't go on strike, which is too bad.
Yeah.
No, I know.
They
So what
say
else is
freaky,
going
it's
on, gentlemen?
freaky. Think about that. Like they say if insects, like if ants were like 10 times their size, we would be like in the middle of the food chain kind of thing. You know, like as human beings, we're kind of at
Oh
the,
yeah.
if you want to say the top. I mean, like, go hang out in the fucking woods of Alaska and tell me you're on the top of the food chain. But like, if ants were like the size of cats, I don't know where to
It'd be
go with that.
scary.
Man.
Yeah, we'd be fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're amazing. Like I heard some stats a long time ago. Like they can
Ant
lift
stats?
100 times
Your
their body weight.
ants? It's 50, Dave. It's not 100. It's
Or
50.
50?
Yeah.
All right.
Don't give
Well,
them too much credit. They're not that strong.
Well, the ones that hang around here they're all like farmer ants, so it's 100, man. They could lift
The
100 times their
HGH.
body weight.
No, those are the uncles.
HGH.
The uncles are the ones that can lift 100.
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
the-
those are the uncle ants.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's always that
Good.
one creepy uncle ant, man. That's really weird.
Yeah.
He shows up at family parties and he's just creeping out.
I don't have any weird aunts that are like that, or uncles like that, you know, like show up without a shirt on or anything. Like everybody I know has got a weird Uncle Bill or something. I actually have an Uncle Bill, but he's a great fucking guy.
Well,
Actually,
isn't it true that if you don't know who that is, that you're the weird uncle?
That is very true. I mean, I've told you about my aunt and mouse problem, so I mean, yeah. Sounds like one of you guys has a crow problem.
yeah, that's from my end. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Deepen bunker, eh?
Yeah, they made their way down. Little Edgar
You got
Allan
crows? I
Poe.
can't hear any crows, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're cawing their asses off.
Speaking of smart animals, not to fucking bore you guys with more animal shit.
Crows.
A couple years ago, I had a couple people in my backyard for a birthday party, so we're just hanging out, and there's like I had a table out with some food, you know, like some meat, crackers, cheese, and stuff like that. And a fucking crow came and perched on the garage in the backyard of my neighbor's garage, right? So we're all sitting down in the backyard, and this fucking crow perches on top, and it's just staring down, eh? And you like, Dave, you've heard my crow joke before, like I do that stupid crow bit, but it's actually
funny.
based on fucking like terror and fact. Okay, this crow is like, when a crow looks you dead in the eyes, you're fucked, eh? And this crow is like looking down at the table. So I like walk up. I'm like, should I feed it? Should I feed it? And like famous last words, right? So I walk up and I grab a cracker and I just throw it on the lawn. And it's, you know, I guess it's about 10 feet from me, and this crow's up on the top of the garage. So I go and sit back down. As soon as I turn my back, this thing swoops down, grabs the cracker, fucking goes back up on top of the garage and eats it. So cut to I started calling this thing Andre the crow, because the next day, the tree outside, like right outside my fucking window outside my house, this crow would show up and perch itself on the on the branch of the tree, and it would stare into my house while I'm lying on the couch watching fucking Police Academy or whatever. And this crow would just be staring in my house, and I'd be like this, and I'd be like he sees me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for days, this thing was like, and almost a clockwork at the same time. It was showing up like, got any more crackers? So anyway, that's mouse, ants, crows. You know,
Yeah.
Black History Month.
The ghost of Brandon Lee at your window.
That was very good.
Yeah. But you're right, Paul. Like crows are really smart, and apparently, because I watched a YouTube video on it, because I don't have any life really. But apparently a crow can recognize your face. Like if you piss off a crow, like
Oh,
throw
he's gonna
something at it
remember.
or whatever,
You're fucked.
Yeah.
he'll remember like for years, and he'll
Oh,
recognize your face years later. Like, yeah, don't ever piss
Yeah.
off a crow, man.
Talk about
Yeah,
holding
man.
a grudge.
I know.
I watched this thing the other day on just scrolling through videos and stuff, and this guy had a tube. He had a crow like with him, and he had a tube that was like attached to the wall, like a conduit kind of thing. And he put a piece of food in the tube and dropped a stick, I guess. And this crow jumped off his shoulder onto the ground with its beak, grabbed the stick, started pushing the stick into the conduit to get the food out, pushed the food out of the other side of the hole, and like he's like, that's it. Ah! You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, come on, man. Give me
reason-
some kind of a challenge.
There's a reason why a flock of them are called a murder. You know, you don't want to piss off a gang of them.
Yeah, that's true,
Yeah.
man. A murder of crows.
I'm dead set that they're named crows because of the noise they make. I know it's a bit okay, and I've done it before, but it's true. Like crow, where did that name come from? How do they name crows crows? Like they just like, we'll call it a crow. Like it's because of the name. Like it's because of the sound it makes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
it's
something,
like
you know what?
It's like a real life Pokemon. You know, they all say their names. Maybe that's how that shit got started.
Yeah,
you're
could be.
bid on crows.
Yeah, I should
You
use
should
that.
sue.
Like Paul's got a lot of interesting bits, and I want to actually pick both your brains. Well, not pick your brain, but just find out more about like Paul's humor is. I don't even know how to describe it. Like it's so unique. Like I want to know both of your your writing styles. Like how do ideas come to you? And when you have an idea, like when you hear a crow, call or whatever, you're like, hey, that'd make a great bit. Like, Paul, what is your the process for coming up with new material? Like, is it daily or just something you notice, or do you sit down like and say, okay, today I'm going to write for like an hour? Like, how does it work for you?
I wouldn't say it's daily. I wouldn't say it's like that. I mean, daily. If I wrote down the things that I think of daily, I mean, I'm sure both of you have this problem. You know, you write stuff down, and like 95% of the things you put down on paper, you hope to God no one ever sees. Like you just hope no one ever sees what you just wrote. You know what I mean? And I mean, a lot of it is really actually it's based on just like thinking. You know, sitting there and being like, that's funny. You know, like I mean, that crow thing is so stupid. Like my humor, like you said, it is different. I know that, and I get a lot of feedback from people like, what are you doing with that? Like that Flintstones joke, Dave, that you like, you know, like
That's
like
come on,
I honest to God woke up in the middle of the night and was like, oh my God, like it was like eureka. This just came to me, and
the joke was sent to you, man, by the gods.
yeah.
The comedy gods.
For those who don't know it, it's that like it's instead of like the Flintstones would have been a lot different if Fred Flintstone pronounced it badu, and it's so stupid. And the humor
beauty of the humor, though, man.
Yeah. But I'm just trying to answer your question. But the humor in it is that I think it's funny, you know. And if the crowd or people see that I think it's funny, then it's funny. But it is like ridiculous. It's so stupid. And I'm not kidding when I say I wrote it down, and it was 2:30 in the morning. I wrote it down. And I was like, "Wait till they get a load of that one." And I'm walking back to bed with a shit-eating grin on my face, like,
I want to point out what you just said, Paul. You said like you find it funny. You find it funny, so you enjoy telling the joke, and then the crowd notices that, right? And that's something I actually talked to Dave about.
Yeah.
If you're enjoying yourself on stage, then the crowd's gonna enjoy it, right? So I find I have even a joke that it's not necessarily for the crowd, it's for myself. That I'm just doing it for me.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, that's just what the whole thing is, right? You are kind of almost doing it for you to make people laugh, but it's like, this is what I think is fun. This is what I think is.
Give me validation.
You're going out on a huge limb there when you're like, this is what I think's funny. Like a lot of things I've said, like I said, that are in that book that I shouldn't say, I push it and like, maybe I should try this one, and it's like, you see the look of the people's faces in the crowd. They're just like, what the fuck did he just say? But I find when I think we talked about this a while back that when you hear like one or two people laugh, you kind of turn and you like put yourself at that person. And you're like, this guy thinks it's funny. So you know what I mean? It's like the whole I guess, aim is to get a room full of those two people, right? So not everybody's going to get our stuff. Not everybody's going to laugh, but hopefully, people think it's amusing.
Oh, but comedy is an art. And art is art is subjective, right? So just because one room doesn't. How do my writing process? Well, I'm a storytelling observational comedian, so a lot of the stories I tell, it's usually based off of something that's happened in my life, and most of the time, 90% of it is actually real, unfortunately. But I do try to write about once a day, at least 15 minutes. I have tons and tons of material that I haven't necessarily used just because it doesn't flow with my set, right? Like if it's not, I don't like to go from topic and it doesn't segue properly, and then I'm just going up here and then back to what I was originally kind of doing. It takes people out of it. But I do have moments where I'll be like in bed at 3:00 in the morning, and then something pops up in my head, and I'm like, shit, I have to write this down. I can't go back to sleep unless I write it down. Like, so it's it can get kind of annoying.
It's awesome though, isn't it? Isn't it like it's so funny? It's in itself. It is actually funny that there are people out there like us comedians, and that think of something that we think is funny, but then think to write it down. Like you're writing down your thoughts, but then you're trying to format it in a way that we could say it to other people to make them laugh. It's kind of bizarre in a way, right? That like you're waking up in the middle of the night to I gotta write this down. Like, you ever spell out your own farts like phonetically? Like I gotta write that down. You know what I mean? It's weird.
It is, because if like you're talking about that like at the lunchroom, on lunch break, and you bring that up, people are going to look at you like you got 7 heads. They're like, what is wrong with this guy? But
that's I freaking love lunch breaks and shit like that, because a lot of material that I'm working on, people think I'm just talking and shooting the shit and gabbing, but most of the time I'm working a bit on you, and if you will laugh, then chances are I can make a crowd laugh with that same material, right? Like, especially when you work with people, if they think something's not funny, they're gonna tell you shut the fuck up.
It's true. But I've done that with my family, but they're starting to recognize when I'm doing that, and they're like,
right,
okay, we're not like your freaking open mic on.
That's the worst part about it is this a bit, or that should be a bit. Like you can't have a conversation with anybody about anything anymore. Like you can't talk to anybody like you try to talk to somebody. Like I'm saying, I'm talking to somebody about like the last time I saw my grandmother. They're like, that's a bit. It's like I know how I'm saying it sounds amusing, but like
as you're crying,
that's just our humor. Yeah, you know what I mean? But like, it gets a little trying after a while, but
what kind of is starting to bug me is that the more people you run into and you tell them like I do stand-up comedy, they're like, oh, you should try this one, and they'll feed you a joke, and I'm like, hey buddy, I can't even make my own stuff funny. How am I going to make your stuff funny? Like,
Yeah.
Jesus, man, don't give me extra work to do here.
My doctor did that to me.
Your doctor, was it like a doctor joke?
Yeah.
Two doctors walk into a bar.
He saw one of my bits about being diagnosed with depression online, and he walked into the room I was in waiting for him. And normally he's always got a smile on his face, and he just sits down, pulls out a piece of paper, and he goes, "I saw your joke online." And I'm like, "Oh fuck."
Here we go.
Which was?
And he's like, "So I wrote you a joke. You think you could use this?"
Were you able to read it? Like, were you able to read the joke you wrote?
Yeah, he typed it out. Thank God.
Get it?
Yeah, read it.
Yeah. I had to bring it to a pharmacist.
That's hilarious.
Well, there's a Seinfeld bit about that, I think. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I had
Bring
a
it to the
doc,
friends.
my doctor, I guess. He's like got that kind of personality that when you say something funny or whatever, or you try to, he responds with, "That's funny. That's funny. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
funny." You know, and I like always try to push it. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking make him laugh. Like, I'm gonna make him laugh, and never can I make him like I can barely get the corner of his mouth to rise. You know what I mean? Like, he's trying to tell me that, like, you know, like you've got you've got giant hemorrhoids in your bum. That's why you're pooing your pants all the time, Paul. Like, you know, I'm like trying to come up with a bit about it. Like, not that you know what I mean, it's happened. It has happened, but you know, like, I'm just saying, our doctors are very difficult to. But you always want. It's almost like they're your best crowd. You know what I mean? It's like they're not gonna laugh, and you're very intimate with them, right? In a way, like, but like you really want to get that validation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
So Jordan.
Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, my doctor, I'm lucky he's got a sense of humor, and I didn't mean to flex by saying I had a doctor. I know, times are really tough here in Canada, and I'll keep mine.
Guy thinks he's so cool because he's got a doctor.
Yeah, I got a doctor.
I know, right? Yeah, okay. You're so much better than everybody else. So Jordan, tell us about Black History Month, man.
Yeah, so like I said, I know poor Paul, he's worried that it's this month is very difficult for me anyways, because I have to go around basically educating everybody how I am Black. They think I'm doing a bit like you might come to look at me and think I'm white. They think I'm the male Rachel Dolezal. But no, so my whole month is basically trying to educate people on different forms of not necessarily racism, but colorism as well. So I don't really want to bore everybody with that. What I wanted to talk about actually was some of the great comedians who come from Black backgrounds, and get you guys inputs on who you think maybe the greatest of all time, but somebody who you might have watched more than once and who's kind of engraved in your heads, and give them kind of a moment to shine for a minute. Because last time we talked about comics, we right away I went to George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Mike McDonald, but there's a lot of great Blacks. So I'll start with Paul because he seems the most
He's the most excited about this one.
Yeah.
I mean, and so many people have said this, and especially people who are around my age, kind of thing. You know, I'm in my 40s. Eddie Murphy, man, like Eddie Murphy, when that was, I think, the first comedy. Delirious was the first comedy special I ever saw. You know what I mean? And you can't watch a comedy special to this day without the format of that special being similar to how he did his Raw and Delirious. You know what I mean? They had that kind of almost introduction of, and it's the impact that he's had on man. It's almost like you can't. There's not very many rock and roll bands that aren't influenced by the Beatles or Led Zeppelin. You know what I mean? It's almost like it's you know what I'm trying to say? Like Eddie Murphy has had that much of an impact on I'd say all three of us.
Yeah.
He's had to. You know what I mean? So as far as that goes, yeah, I haven't watched much Richard Pryor, but I thought Patrice Williams really good. Like
Yeah, he
fuck
was.
man, like yeah, like it's I had a joke about how I wanted to start my own comedy showcase called Blind Peanut Butter,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it was about Def Jam. It was like a
yeah.
take on Def Jam, and
Cool.
like again, people were just like
I remember that again.
racist, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
But
I mean you're right.
yeah,
Eddie Murphy is a big one. I remember when I was
Yeah.
growing up, I had a shitty ass Hip Gear MP3 player I got from Zellers, and yeah, on it I had like the Jerky Boys and Eddie Murphy's Delirious on it,
Yep.
and I would constantly play over and over again the ice cream bit. And I don't know why, but that one just I gutted me every single time. I'd be in tears
Yeah.
laughing so hard. Like,
oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh man, yeah, it was awesome. I watched you. You're saying like a go-to that you've watched multiple times.
Yeah.
Delirious. When I was younger, I must have watched it. I can't even put a number to it. But Raw, like I watched Raw about a week and a half ago. You know, like just like in awe of it. You know, like I don't know if you guys we were talking about this last week or the week before about when you go to see a comedian that you really respect, and you're just like mouth agape watching them, and you're like, imagine being that funny that you're not even laughing at the humor. It's so good. You're so you're so dialed in that
Yep.
you're not even laughing, even though it's stuff is really funny. You know what I mean? But
Yep.
yeah. What about you, Dave?
You're almost watching it as a comedian, like you're kind
Yeah,
of
well,
analyzing
you
what
are.
they're
I
doing.
mean, you
Yeah.
are, but like at the same time, you're kind of like you're like
You're in
picking up
awe.
on things, that think
Yep.
I guess.
Yep.
It's sort of like martial arts, right? Like there's no cockier martial artist than like a yellow belt. Like a yellow belt in jiu-jitsu is like, come at me, like try
Yeah.
me. I know how to defend against this. Like come at me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you think you take on the world, right? But like
Yeah.
it's almost like the more you know you don't know.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then when you see guys like that are like so good at their craft, you're like, holy shit, like almost like that's what I need to do. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. Like
Yeah.
it's something to watch. Like when you see a professional comedian that's not only funny, but they're like just the way they handle themselves. You know what I mean?
And to be able to translate everything into an hour, where like it seems like it's going by
Yeah.
so quickly. Like,
Yep.
yeah, man. Yeah.
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 What about you,
Speaking
Dave?
of
What about you?
yeah, for me, and this is not going to be a popular one, but for me, I mean, there's a lot of great black comedians,
Gallagher.
hands down. I was going to say Carrot Top, but
Carrot Top was
he's
awesome.
not black anymore.
Carrot Top was fucking awesome. He's fucking funny, man. Like he was funny back in the day. Yeah, he just like he got made fun of so much that he's like, I guess I'll just fucking gain 30 pounds of muscle. And like
Yeah.
poor guy got like imagine being dragged through the mud so much. So like for you doing what you love, you know what I mean? Like he was very funny.
Yeah.
Like you can't tell me he wasn't like even I made that joke with Gallagher, but like back in the day, he was blasting people out of their seats.
Yep, and people
Funny.
loved him, but
Loved
no,
him.
for me, it's Bill Cosby, and I grew up listening to Bill Cosby records. I used to listen to them constantly, his stand-up stuff, and then he got into like the Fat Albert, the TV series, and then the Cosby Show. Um, I've seen Bill Cosby live twice, and the last time I saw him, he
I
sat
woke
in
up
a chair
with
on
a sore
stage.
butt.
Too. Yeah, we won't go there. But he sat on stage. It was just him, a chair, and a microphone, and he spoke for 2 hours, nonstop, no break. And when I look back at that now, I'm struggling to do like 10 minutes of good comedy. He did 2 hours of nonstop laughter. And when I look back now, I'm thinking he was a legend. Like yeah, I don't condone obviously what he did, and he deserved everything he got, but you can't erase what he did historically. The guy was a genius when it came to comedy. So for me, it's hands down Bill Cosby,
I think the whole thing
or
that
hands
happened
up Bill
with
Cosby.
Bill,
You
the thing
can't
that happened
erase
with
what he
Bill
did. It's
Cosby
like,
kind of broke,
yeah,
broke
Yeah, yeah,
my childhood a little bit because, like you said, there were so many
yeah,
things as it just it sucks when somebody you idolize does
yeah.
something so shitty, and it goes against all the principles that his shows were trying to teach you, like to be a decent human being, and then
Totally.
you're the complete opposite of that. Like that's just
Yeah, because he was
it
always squeaky
sucks.
clean. Every character he played, he was like squeaky
Yep,
clean. You know,
yep,
Mr. Goody
I
Two
mean,
Shoes.
everybody's like, if you had a camera on you like 24 hours a day, you know what I mean? Like, I think I'll
Yeah,
pee sitting down, and I think I'll sing while I'm peeing sitting down.
well, especially in this day and age, everybody's gonna micro analyze everything you do,
yeah,
but
yeah. Like
totally.
everybody's got shit like that they do, behind closed doors, kind of thing. But
yeah,
like, there are some
but I don't
things
think,
that are
yeah,
extreme, right? Like,
yeah,
Yeah,
poor guy. You got to be sick in a way to be that to you know what I mean? Like sometimes people are so mental in a way, like if you want to put it that
yeah,
way, like it's like Jeffrey Dahmer, like he couldn't have been like right in the head, because nobody's like, what I'd love to do today? Go out, rape someone, cut them up, eat them, then cook their fucking bones off
yeah,
the, you know what I mean, and make a trophy of their bones.
yeah.
And then, you know what? Also
That's
keep
messed
keep
up.
their penis.
Yeah, that is messed up.
I mean, if 100 million people did that, it would be the norm. But only one person did that, so it's fucked up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's. I mean, I might not be saying that the right way, but you know what I mean, right? Like it's just so extreme, right? Like I mean, and all that shit came out about Bill Cosby and all the stuff that he was doing. Like
Yep.
it's true. You're right, Jordan. It sucks when it tarnishes your image
Yep.
of the person. You know what I mean? Someone you respect so much, right? That's why they say never meet your idols. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Who's it for you, Jordan?
Man, I have a lot. Eddie Murphy is definitely in the top like two.
Yep.
If you watched a lot of like the Kings of Comedy, I think out of all of them, the one who doesn't get talked about enough necessarily, I think in terms of all around talent, was Bernie Mac. Um, I thought his stage presence was hilarious. He was able to take it off the stage and do like sitcom shows, get into serious acting. I thought out of all four of those guys, he kind of stood out. But everybody looks at Steve Harvey and Cedric the Entertainer.
Yeah.
For some reason, people forget D.L. Hewley every once in a while, but he's a very funny guy too. So the Kings of
he's been
Comedy,
at it for a long time too. DL,
very long
like he's been,
time,
yeah.
yeah,
I remember that Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
yeah,
I think he was on one of the episodes, and Will Smith was like talking about comedy. Am I right? Have you guys seen this?
yeah,
And
yeah,
DL Hewley was one of his buddies or something like that, and Will Smith's like, I can do this shit. I can do this shit. And I think it was DL Hewley. I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but he was like, "Bud, you don't know what you're talking about." It was like the first time I did comedy. I thought I could go up there and be like, "Yeah," like and nothing
yeah.
written down, anything. You know what I mean? And just put in your fucking
Yeah.
place. You know what I mean?
Don't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yep.
just goes to show. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I agree with you, Jordan. He is very funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's a ton. I mean, there's so many, and
Yeah.
there's so many more now coming as well. That like you got Dave Chappelle, who not
Yeah.
so much now, but him and Chris Rock were definitely like really
Oh yeah.
solid performers for a very long time. And
Yeah.
I mean, they looked up to guys like Eddie Murphy, right? Like yeah, we
Yeah.
have a
100%.
very strong crowd of black comedians, and for me, it was nice because a lot of them was my style of comedy storytelling, and the way that your crowd kind of gets involved with your story of where you're trying to joke about, right? And whether
Yep.
you can relate to it or you can't, it's still funny. So
Yeah. 100%. All right, gentlemen.
True.
Are you guys ready for a make me laugh challenge?
We can try, yeah. Yeah. So
All right, we got Jordan versus Paul.
yeah, what is our goals here? We're gonna tell you a couple jokes, try to make you laugh first.
No, I'm gonna try and make you guys laugh.
Perfect. I like that better.
Yeah. So I've got a list of 10 jokes here, and I'm gonna say the joke, and your goal, Paul and Jordan, are to not laugh. And if you laugh before the other guy gets a point.
Okay.
And you can't mute me. You got to listen to the joke.
Hold on, sorry,
and
you're
it
on
has
mute.
to be an audible laugh.
An audible laugh.
Hey,
Okay.
no, Jordan,
Jordan,
do not mute me, man. You got to listen to the joke. I'm going to say the joke. I'm going to be looking at your faces, and if it's a giggle, it has to be an audible laugh.
Okay.
So if you laugh out loud, you lose. So if you guys are ready,
I'm ready.
Look at Paul. He's going into his zone. I can tell. Paul's going into his zone.
I feel bad though. Like if I don't laugh, I feel bad because he's probably worked really hard on these, and we're just gonna sit there like.
No, these are not my jokes, so it's all right.
Oh, good.
And if you don't laugh, you know what? If you don't laugh, it'll be just like being at Meow on Saturday night. So it's okay. Hey, I blame the audience. Happens. There was no audience. Anyway. All right. All right, here we go. All right, ready, gentlemen? Joke number 1. So there's 10 jokes, 10 rounds, and we'll see who's going to win the Make Me Laugh challenge. Joke number 1. How do you circumcise a hillbilly? You kick his sister in the jaw.
It's funny.
Yeah, I knew Paul was going to do that.
Right? Yeah, Jordan laughed. Yeah, but Paul gets a point. Funny. So that's 1-0 Paul. 1-0 Paul. All right, joke number 2. What comes after 69? Mouthwash. Nobody laughed. All right.
That truck backing up in the background was perfect.
Yeah.
It's like the urban rendition of crickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Go back to the last
nobody
joke.
Laughed. Nobody laughed, so it's 1-0 for Paul still. All right, joke number 3. What do you get when you cross a dick with a potato? You get a dictator. All right, no laughs. All right, that still 1-0. Yeah, exactly. All right, you guys are tough, man. Well, joke number 4. What did one butt cheek say to the other butt cheek? Together we can stop this crap. This is just like being at Meow, man.
You almost had Paul, man. You almost had Paul. Paul likes his shit jokes. He was so close.
Hasn't changed, man. He's like zoned in, man. This is tough on comedians. Like when you do it with regular people, it's a lot easier. But when you do it on comedians, it's hard.
Probably heard most of this shit.
Yeah, exactly. All right, still 1-0 for Paul. Joke number 5. Why isn't there a pregnant Barbie doll? Because Ken came in a different box. Look at Paul. He's like, this is garbage, man. All right. You guys are friggin' hard, man. All right, joke number 6. My girlfriend keeps accusing me of cheating. She's starting to sound like my wife.
The crow thing is funny. No, we can hear you.
Is this working?
Yep.
Is this thing working?
The crows are telling better jokes.
Apparently. All right, joke number 7. I have an inferiority complex, but it's not a very good one. Jesus, you guys are tough, man.
Like, is there a big pile of garbage out by one of your houses? Like, is there?
It's the ghetto. It's the ghetto, man. It's the ghetto. Like they're just letting the rest
crows
of the neighborhood
don't just hang out in the ghetto. Like,
yeah, there's a bunch of trash that lives around here. So yeah, they do.
All right. Let's quickly end this bit before it really goes south. All right, joke number 8. What did one of the sex workers' knees say to the other? How come we don't spend so little time I screwed that up.
Oh man, you fucked it.
Really screwed that one up, man.
Jordan
All right,
laughed.
let me reread that.
I laughed at his fuck up. You're still winning.
Oh, is that a point for Paul? Is that 2? No. All right. The joke was, what did one of the sex workers' knees say to the other? How come we spend so little time together? That is how not to tell a joke. All right. Last one. You ready?
I'm ready.
What's the process of applying for a job at Hooters? They give you a bra and say, here, fill this out. Jesus, you guys are tough, man. That's the game. Paul wins 1-0. Paul, you are friggin' unreal.
I thought you were gonna come at us with something a little bit more dark.
Funny.
Yeah. Like
yeah, exactly.
Why don't orphanages have
Really
websites?
Not. What was that?
Why don't orphanages have websites?
Why?
Because they don't have a homepage. Yeah, fuck you guys.
I
wanted to laugh, but I purposely didn't.
I know.
You not
I know.
10 times at my jokes. Damn it.
Here, let me try one, okay? See if you guys can see this. Why was Jesus so popular with the ladies?
Why?
Because he was hung like this.
I want to laugh so bad. I want to laugh so bad. But I'm thinking
it's Sunday, man. You can't.
That's why I'm not laughing.
Can't.
Well, you can. You just hope my mom doesn't see it. That's all. Yeah.
Oh man.
Jesus.
All right,
Christ.
you got tough, man, but congratulations, Paul. For that, you win a brand new crow. So expect that to be delivered.
I'll send them over.
I'll send
them over. Huh?
Aaron the crow? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're huge.
All right.
Eh?
So that was a colossal failure.
You ever see those things like close up? They're like because you always see them up on the on like a telephone pole or fucking in a tree. But you see a crow up close. They're fucking huge, man.
Yeah, around here, massive. Yeah. They're like big black chickens.
I had one. I was in Stanley Park in Vancouver. A long time ago, I was in Stanley Park in Vancouver, and I was having a hot dog, and I was holding the hot dog in my hand, and it's
a recipe for disaster.
It took the hot dog. It left the bun, but it took the wiener and flew off. It just swooped down. Wiener was gone. I'm like, what the hell just happened here, man?
You got attacked by a gay crow.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, was it Raul again?
Raul, it was Raul. All right, we got to finish off here, gentlemen, with a never have I ever. Jordan, this was your idea,
yes.
So
never have. Well, see, I have a whole bunch of them, but I don't know. I saw Paul has a drink. All I had was my morning coffee.
Okay,
so, I got a drink.
You got a drink? You got a beer? What are you guys drinking?
I got a Covered Bridge.
Covered
Bridge is a local brewer. They're a Stittsville-based brewer. I discovered them about a year ago, and I'm drinking something called what is this called? This is called Bridge Over Doubled Waters. So it's a light IPA.
Nice. Okay.
So that's what I'm drinking. Right. Paul, what are you drinking, man?
I'm drinking an old Milwaukee that one of my buddies left at my place a couple of days ago.
Nice.
And, I mean, like, you got to get rid of them, right? Like, I mean, they can't just sit in the fridge, right? So,
no.
Yeah. But I thought we were all having a beer, right? I tell people about the premise of this is like, well, we crack a beer, and by the time we're done our beer, the podcast is over. And my buddy's like, so what? It's like 27 seconds fucking podcast? Because, like, if you chug the beer.
Yeah. Well, next time we will have to, we'll do that right at the beginning next time.
Yeah, yeah. We went a little different. I think the reason why it's Sunday morning, right? We don't want to show everybody that we have a drinking problem, but I think it's just implied as a stand-up comic that we drink all the time. So
yeah.
Yeah, right. So never have I ever. Like guys, I have a job. My job is comedy, so 11 in the morning might as well be 11 at night, right? Like, time is a construct.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So the premise of Never Have I Ever is if you gentlemen have done it, you're going to take a sip of your beverage. And then if you feel like explaining, then you go ahead and do that. If you don't want to, I'll, plead the fifth, but I'm probably going to grill you. Okay. So,
yeah.
Question number 1, never have I ever had sex in a public location.
So if we've done it, we drink? Like, how does that work again?
That's right. If you've done it, you drink.
Okay. Sex in a public location. Okay. With somebody or alone?
Well, with somebody. With somebody. I don't know. I don't want to know what your jerk off fetish is.
Hey, I didn't. I said maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was an animal. Oh, never mind. All right. No, I did it.
All right. Paul drank first, real quick. He was like, yeah.
I mean, you gotta go a little harder than that, you know.
Yeah. So I figured I'd go easy first. Easy.
Okay.
Is a church considered public?
Our Father, for I have sinned.
I've been a very bad boy. I've been a very bad boy.
That'll be 3 Hail Marys and a Blowski.
Oof. Jordan, it's Sunday.
I'm not Catholic. I don't give a fuck. So did you actually have sex in the parking lot of a church?
Oh God! I was like, fuck. She's a duck with a boner drag seaweed. Fuck yeah. When I was like, I lived at home with my mom till I was 29, and I had this idea of the show it's on the Food Network. It's You Gotta Eat Here. You know that show, guys. Yeah. I had an idea similar to that. It's called You Gotta Fuck Here, and it's basically about different places all over the city that are great to fuck in. And when you live at home with your mom and you can't bring girls home, like your car is where you do it, right? So you gotta fuck here. Yeah. The demographic is 16 to 29.
Oh God! Sounded like Ric Flair for a second.
Woo! All right, next one, Jordan.
Next one. Never have I ever kissed a man.
On the lips?
Yeah.
Never have I ever kissed a man.
Kissed a man
if I did,
on the lips.
Don't drink, right?
If you didn't, you don't have to drink.
Okay.
Oh,
I never have.
Paul took a big old swig.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I kissed a man once to kiss a girl. She said, "Kiss him, and I'll kiss you." And I was just like,
nice.
Hey,
nice.
That seems to be the consensus of that one a lot. Normally, you got a straight guy, he'll kiss another dude, but there's always a. But
I once kissed a man to see his boner.
Next. Never kissed a man. Never had the opportunity. I've never been approached. I'm not homophobic, but if I ever got approached by a man to be kissed,
I got a good buddy of mine. I've kissed his balls twice. Two times. I've kissed his balls.
This is why we do the show. So you kissed his balls?
So we're at a bar. It was downtown.
That's 8 nuts.
And there was a garbage can on the fucking other side. We're on the patio, and the garbage can was fucking like 40 feet away. And he had a beer cap, and he was doing this, like aiming to fucking throw the beer cap in the garbage. I'm like, there's no way you're gonna make that. He's like, watch. I'm like, if you make that, I'll kiss your fucking balls right here. And fucking nothing but net. Okay?
Yeah.
And he pulled his balls out, and I kissed his testicles. And he was like, okay. And like, nothing to it. Yeah.
The only guy whose balls I would kiss are mine if I could. I can't, so I don't.
I can't say I'm that brave where I would kiss another man's nuts.
Yeah. I can't even look at
just,
another guy's nuts.
But no. I mean, yeah, that's you're a very brave soul, Paul. You're a very brave soul.
These lips, if only they could speak.
My God. All right, Jordan. What I got about 5 minutes before I got to roll. So, how many more do you got?
I have a few, but why don't you guys each do one before we sign off? If you have one here, because I feel like I'm just picking on you guys here a little bit. And
No,
we can sign off.
I don't have any. I didn't come prepared with any. So,
no. Okay. Yeah, sure.
Never have I ever eaten 3 foot-long subs
3
in
foot
one
long.
in one sitting.
I can't. There's no way I could. I haven't. Looks like Paul has.
3 foot long
Jesus.
subs, man. Jesus
Wow.
shit.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That's wow. I couldn't put down one.
When you
All right.
pretend that
There's
they're your friend's balls, you can eat them.
You just gobble it up. Yeah.
Well, you just,
Obviously.
it's an endless pit. Yeah.
Oh God. Were you under the influence at all? Like, were you drunk? Were you
Not
high?
one
Not
bit.
one bit. You just
I
went.
was like 19 years old, and I used like, even to this day, if I go out to like Subway or whatever, I'll get like Subway back in the day was better than Subway is now, in my opinion. It's like
Yeah, now it's just
my
Living
idea of Subway. Their motto should be Subway. I mean, I guess. You know what I mean? So like, but back in the day, like
Yeah.
when you're in fucking 19, 20, you know, your early 20s, and your metabolism is just through the roof. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, to this day, still, like I can't go to Subway without getting a foot long and at least a 6-inch on the side.
Wow.
But
And his name's
back in the
Frank.
day, man, oh fuck yeah! Like I easily 2 foot longs was my meal, and I'm like, I'm still hungry, and fucking crush another one. It's not that
All right,
hard.
I got one. Never have I ever, after a night of drinking in Hull, driven home at 2 a.m. in an ice storm, eating a 3-piece meal from KFC, driving a standard back home.
That takes some skill.
I did
Maybe
that.
I've done all that, but KFC.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was eating the 3-piece meal, driving home in an ice storm, driving a 1980 Volkswagen Rabbit
Oh God.
back from Hull.
With your
hammered.
knee, okay? With your knee. Well,
Yeah,
you
with my
fucking-
absolutely eating
Yeah.
a 3-piece meal. I crushed it. It was the most glorious night of my life.
All right.
How about
proudest
this?
achievement.
How about this one? Never ever have I shit my pants when I was driving my car.
Oh, I've done that.
I have 2.
It was intended to be a fart, but it turned out to be more than just a fart.
Was your wife
It
in
was
the
not
car?
good. No, I was before I got married.
Nothing worse
Okay.
than being on Highway 7, way out in fucking middle of nowhere, and you're parked on the side of the fucking highway, and your pants are off, and you're in between your 2 doors, and just cars are whizzing by you, and you're like, I hope I have napkins
Awesome,
in my car, you know?
Oh, that's fantastic, man. That is outstanding.
Yeah.
That is outstanding. All right, gentlemen. Final words. Let's go to final thoughts. Paul, I'll start with you. Anything you want to promote? Any shows you got coming up that you want to talk about? Or
I'm doing Absolute Comedy on the 6th of March.
March? What day is that? Is that a
It's a Wednesday.
Wednesday night? Okay.
And I am, other than that, I'm just sitting at home watching movies, and
Sweet.
just over and over again, you know. But March 6th for 7 minutes, I will be working. The next time I have to work is Wednesday, March 6th. For
Beautiful.
about
7 minute shift, man.
8 minutes, and then I'm done till the next time that I have to work. Yeah.
Very funny guy, man. Go check him out, man. He's freaking funny as hell. Jordan, you got the awards that you're up for, but what else? Anything coming up for you, man?
Shit ton of shows, but I will mention two real quick. I got March 23rd. It's Cornwall Has Talent. I'm the only stand-up comedian on the bill. So if you can go out there, check it out.
Nice.
Check my Facebook page, Instagram page. The link to buy tickets is there. The other one that's pretty close to me, and you guys are both on it, is the Battle of Ontario on April 6th.
Baby.
Yeah.
Woo!
Paul is a former 3rd star of the show. And Dave, you're going to be hosting this time around. I'm headlining. We have Ottawa versus Cornwall. And the winner of the show will head to Toronto on July 20th. Okay. So you can also find the links. Probably by the time this video comes out, the link will be available to purchase tickets as well.
Nice.
and that's in Ottawa.
Fantastic, man.
Nice.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to that, man.
Dave, what about you? What do you got going on?
Oh, I was just going to say I'm hosting the Battle of Ontario, man.
Okay.
Excited to, and you know what? Being host means that I finished in 4th place, so I get by default.
Fourth place
I
is
get
the
to
third
host.
loser. Yeah.
That's like
Yeah,
the
give me a break.
participation badge, man. It's like, well,
Yeah,
you did the
yeah.
flex arm hang for about 4 seconds. You don't get gold, silver, bronze. So here's a
Yeah, you have the host
participation badge.
spot. Give me a
Good
break.
for you,
for the
man.
next show.
I appreciate the sympathy host spot, Jordan. I really do, man. But I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. Going to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Dave, you're a great host. You're fucking.
Oh yeah,
you're
I can't
phenomenal.
wait.
Oh, I appreciate that. I appreciate
Can't
that.
wait.
I suck as a comic, but I'm a good host.
You're a horrible person. You're a horrible person, but you're a great host.
I'm a great
You
host.
made
I
Bill
appreciate that,
Cosby
man.
look like an angel.
Yeah.
Well, you know
Yeah.
what? That's why I do it, man. I do it so I can be told I'm a good host, but a shitty person, man.
Yeah.
So, mission accomplished.
Good for you.
Perfect.
All right. With that said, gentlemen, it's been a great episode. And for all those watching, make sure that you like and subscribe to our YouTube. And we will see you all next time.
Don't forget to kiss your nuts.
Nice.